All right, let's get serious again. President Biden's Justice Department has officially named a special counsel to oversee those two Trump criminal-related investigations. The first looking into his alleged role in the events leading up to January 6th. His second, his handling of those government documents. Attorney General Merrick Garland tapping Jack Smith, a longtime DOJ prosecutor. Smith was the former head of the Justice Department's public integrity sector. He also investigated international war crimes at The Hague. The news of this appointment comes just a few days after President Trump announced his plans to run again in 2024. And some people see it as a sign that Garland's DOJ might be close to indicting the former president, although there are others who say it's a sign that Garland is just being too cautious in his pursuit of Trump. But why hasn't Garland not assigned a special counsel to investigate Hunter Biden yet? The president's son acknowledged that in December of 2020 that he had been under a federal investigation for possible tax violations. Since then, we have learned a lot more about Hunter's foreign business deals, stuff that might actually warrant a special counsel. Let's welcome in now senior contributor to American Greatness, Julie Kelly. Great to have you back with us, Julie.
Hey, John, good morning. Thanks for having me on.
I mean, this is the obvious question, right? Based on everything that Merrick Garland said at his news conference on Friday, all that stuff you would think would apply to Joe Biden, who said he is also going to run for president in 2024. Do we have an answer to this question as why there's no special counsel assigned to Hunter Biden or James Biden's investigations?
Well, you know what, John, not only should that be a question for Merrick Garland, it should be a question for former Attorney General William Barr, because the FBI, which is under the Department of Justice, had this laptop beginning in December of 2019. The question is, why didn't Bill Barr appoint a special counsel? We know that's not going to happen now with this DOJ. But look, you had reporting coming out today, CBS News, who I guess quit Twitter over the weekend and then got back on so they could share their investigative report. Now, here we are more than 3 years later that authenticated the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop. And as people have pointed out, John, and you know this is not a Hunter Biden story. This is a Joe Biden story. And the fact that I believe it was Representative Comer has now mentioned 150 suspicious activity reports from banks related to the Biden family taking this overseas money from hostile regimes in China and Russia. So we'll see what happens now. But of course, this is all to deflect away from Hunter Biden. Mm-hmm. Once again, now we have a second special counsel investigating Donald Trump. It's just surreal.
You're right. It's not just a Hunter Biden investigation. It's a whole Biden family investigation. I also mentioned Jim Biden as well. And yeah, so much here. You wonder if they're reluctant to do this, Julie, now with the current Justice Department with Merrick Garland, because it might give weight to the congressional investigation and what we just heard from James Comer and the rest. I also wanted to ask you about Adam Schiff. We played a clip of his already. He was out making the rounds on the Sunday talk shows. But I am often struck by how shameless Adam Schiff is when it comes to his efforts to shade these investigations using the mainstream media. Here he is on ABC's This Week talking about President Trump.
I think Judge Carter in California, who analyzed just one small piece of this, concluded that the former president and others were engaged, or there was evidence they were engaged in a criminal conspiracy.
What's worse about this, Julie, the fact that you have Adam Schiff on ABC News, that ABC News is giving him that platform, and that Adam Schiff is again saying this stuff, insinuating that there are criminal charges pending when we know he was the guy that lied to the American public on the floor of the Congress about the phone call with President Trump and Zelensky.
And not only this, and I know you'll be shocked to hear this, he's lying right now about what Judge Carter said. Judge Carter, this was a civil suit related to John Eastman's emails. Judge Carter did not hold any sort of trial, and he suggested in one of his rulings, very inappropriately, I believe, that there could be evidence that Donald Trump committed a crime. Well, Judge Carter didn't look at any evidence. He's opining from the bench. He's a Clinton appointee like all of these judges do. So I know you'll be shocked to find out Adam Schiff is lying once again Talk about someone who should be run out of Congress. That's the man right there.
Yeah, but again, this is, I guess, going to be a theme of Mondays now because there's no pushback at all against Adam Schiff on that. Real quickly, Julie, as we wrap up here, I wanted to spend about a minute talking about your latest article. The insurrection house of cards is collapsing. We reported on the hearings last week with Christopher Wray. He was specifically asked if any FBI informants or agents were dressed up like Trump supporters on the day of January 6th. He could not answer that question. We won't play the clip because I played it, I think, 3 times last week. But let's talk about this and why you think this is starting to unravel.
It's unraveling because Christopher Wray could not answer the question. It's unraveling because now court proceedings are confirming numerous FBI informants in the alleged militia groups. And the question is, were those informants agitating and provoking things like they did in the Whitmer case? Or if legit, let's say that they were legit informants, why didn't they collect all of this intelligence, give it to the FBI so they could have planned accordingly? So you see even pushback on the left now, questions for Christopher Wray, who pretended that the FBI was caught off guard on January 6th. How is that true when you had multiple informants in these groups months before January 6th? Good to see him take on some heat, and hopefully Republicans are going to keep pushing forward with these inquiries because the American people deserve the truth about what happened on January 6th.
It was also interesting last week to learn that the FBI director is apparently required to take a private plane on vacation or whatever. That was interesting and good work. I believe that was Tom Cotton or Josh Hawley, one of those guys getting under the FBI director's skin a little bit. Great to see you, Julie Kelly. Always look forward to your latest piece in American Greatness. We'll see you soon.